Hello everyone and welcome back to another, product review. I've been doing so many product reviews lately. Hey, watch me work on this channel. Today I'm going to take these fun summer nails. These are the glazed donut nails and I'm going to do something fall. I haven't quite figured out what I'm doing yet, but stick around and let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is push the cuticles back and do some prep work. Now I'm going to take my medium grit zebra sanding band and I'm just going to take the top coat off and the pigment. I don't want to take any of the gel that I sculpted my nail out with because I did just do these nails and then the weather turned a little bit cooler and I wanted to start using my fall colors. September is here and I want to start doing some fall designs. I'm also going to show a fair amount of work being done on my right hand, so that is my dominant hand. And what I am doing to be able to use an E-file with ease in my left hand is I'm anchoring my wrist to the table, both wrists to the table, and that gives me a lot of control when I'm using the E-file or any kind of hand file or even applying any product. Next, I'm going in with my cuticle bit and just doing a little bit of prep work. Like I said, I don't need to do a whole lot of prep because I just did these nails, but I do always like to do my cuticle prep work before any color change or full sculpted nail change or anything like that. I don't want any lifting, so no matter how often I do my nails, if I did a set and then a few days later I do a color change, I will always do the cuticle prep work. Next, I'm going in with this small moon-shaped diamond bit, and I felt that my cuticles needed this bit over a tapered barrel bit that I usually use in my cuticle prep work. This one I just really wanted to get off the dry skin and the calluses that I have on some of my fingers because I use my right hand, so certain corners of the middle finger and the index finger I do get calluses on the cuticle, so I want to just make sure that I've buffed all of that dry skin off. And lastly, I will go in with a sponge buffer. The Ugly Duckling coarse sponge buffer is my absolute favorite, just to smooth out the surface from the sanding band and to take off any pigment that might be left behind. And then of course to make sure that the product that's near the cuticle is as flush as possible. Okay, I've dusted the dust off and cleansed with alcohol, and I'm just going in with my primer and I'm just putting a dot near the cuticle area, just very little amount, and it spreads out so you don't need a lot. This is going to help with lifting, or no lifting. Then I will go in with Tack, and I'm just putting a little bit on. I find that sometimes I will put Tack on the whole sculpted nail. It kind of seeps into the sculpted gel itself and then will adhere to the product that I put on top. Sometimes I don't do this, sometimes I do. It just depends. Today I'm doing that. And then I will cure for 30 seconds. Then I'm going to go in with number 193 from Ugly Duckling, and I'm going to put it on the ring finger and middle finger as a base for my design. Then curing for 60 seconds. I'm only doing one layer of this color because I am putting other colors on top and doing some layering designs that I don't want to bulk the nail out, and you just don't need to waste the product. I just wanted this as a base. After it's been cured, I don't wipe the tacky layer off because I'm going to put some foils on. The tackiness of the Ugly Duckling gel after it's been fully cured is perfect for putting foils on. You don't need foil glue I don't need foil glue when I use Ugly Duckling gel polishes. So I like that. One less step, and again, you don't bulk the nail out. Now I'm going to do a little mixture. I'm going to take number 151 from Ugly Duckling, just a drop, and also number 111, also just a drop. And I'm going to mix it with the Tacky top from Ugly Duckling. I have not mentioned Tacky top much, but I love using this to mix with colors to kind of get that glass gel look. Now, this is more like a smoky glass gel, probably more of a smoky look than a glass gel, and you need very little color with this Tacky top. Tacky top is kind of an underrated hidden gem in my collection. I actually forgot I had it. I don't have any of the glass gels, so I knew that the Tacky top would be perfect for the look that I wanted. And as you can see, I'm just putting that mixture lightly on top of the nail using any kind of art brush, and then I will cure for 45 to 60 seconds. And this is where the layering starts. So with Tacky top, I go in with a very thin layer, cure for 1 minute, and then go on to my next step. So what I like to do, I kind of measure the amount of product I'm using depending on how many nails I'm doing this design on. I'm doing 4 nails, so I want to make sure that I have enough product, because when you mix the Tacky top in with a color, you're going to get a different, if you run out and you have to redo it, you're going to get kind of a different shade. So I want to make sure that the shade is the same, at least on one hand. So I'm applying this mixture of Tacky top and 111 from Ugly Duckling into the dispersion layer of the Tacky top. I didn't wipe the dispersion layer off. This kind of helps spread the color out a little bit more. And then on this nail, I put some white art ink on just to see what it would look like with the 111 over top. And then just sort of, I'm comparing it with it not underneath. Does that make sense? And I'm just kind of winging it. I don't know what I'm doing. After I've cured that layer of gel on, I am going to put the art ink right into the tacky layer. So as you can see, it kind of spreads out really nicely. You don't need alcohol or acetone to spread the Nail Couture Maxi ink out. It just does it all on its own. I quite like this brand. As I was doing the art inks, I was thinking, man, this would look great for beach nails. You know how you can see the water rolling up onto the beach? This would be a great way to do that design for summer nails. The Maxi inks are quick drying as well, so by the time I was done all 4 nails, I could go in with a layer of the tacky top and cure for 1 minute. And then the last thing I'm going to do on these nails is put the foil onto the tackiness, the dispersion layer of the tacky top, and I'm using a burgundy foil. Now I'm going to be completely honest, it was hit or miss. Putting the foil on top of the tacky top, it didn't work quite as well as when you put foil on top of the tacky layer of the gel polish itself. So it was a little bit of a struggle, but I made it work, and I didn't want a whole lot of burgundy, just enough to add some dimension to this design. After the tacky top has been cured for 1 minute and I've wiped the tacky layer off, I'm going in with a sponge buffer and just lightly buffing the nails just to smooth out all those lumps and bumps from applying this design in layers. And I'm not pressing very hard with the sponge buffer because I don't want to get rid of the foils. And then I'm just going to do some last minute shaping here just to make sure that the shape that I want is on point. Then I will get rid of all the dust and go on to the next step, which is to finish off the rest of the nails. So I'm going in with number 111 and putting it on the remaining nails, and I'm just going to show you how I put color on my own nails. Even when I do clients, I use the Detailer 2 brush from Ugly Duckling just to get in nice and close to the cuticle and the sidewalls. This is a great brush to have, especially when your clients have deep sidewalls, or I guess for lack of a better term, deep cuticles. I don't try to get in as close as possible with the brush, especially if I'm using a dark color that's unforgiving like this color. I don't want the cuticle to stain with the color, so I will use the Detailer 2 brush just to get in nice and close to the cuticle and sidewalls as I can. Next step is to cure this layer for 60 seconds, and then I will go in and put a second layer on and cure for another 60 seconds. And because I didn't have a plan with this design and I'm just winging it, after I put the second layer on and cured, I decided to go in with the burgundy foil, press it into the tacky layer of the gel polish just for something subtle but a little pop of color. And the last step is to go in with my favorite top coat, which is the Tackless Hyper Shine from Magic Gel. Put a thin layer on and cure for 60 seconds. You guys, this top coat is absolutely amazing. It is so shiny, and sometimes if I have the time, I will cure for longer than 60 seconds. Sometimes I'll cure for a minute and a half, and I just find that the longer I cure it for, the shinier it gets. I was just blown away with how the foil just popped once the top coat was put on top. After the top coat has been cured for 60 seconds, I've added some cuticle oil just to hydrate my dehydrated skin and cuticles. And I just love how the foil just makes this whole design just pop. There's a lot of depth and dimension to this design. Like I said, I had no idea what I was going to do. Another tip that I sometimes do when I am using foils is after I put that layer of top coat on, I will take my finish file and just kind of sharpen up the shape a little bit and then go in with a second layer of the top coat, and that really encapsulates the foil. So especially if you're using a thinner viscosity top coat like the Tackless Hyper Shine, 2 layers on top of a foil design just secures that foil in place so it doesn't peel. Your clients won't pick at it. And again, with that reshaping, just that light shape at the very end before I put that second layer of top coat on, it just gives a nice crisp shape to my nails. So that is it for this Watch Me Work. If you have any questions, please comment them down below. If I've missed a step and you didn't quite understand what I was doing, please ask the question down below. I do get back to each and every comment that is posted. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.